working on in writing, get out your personal narrative and leave it on your desk and then come to the carpet, okay? Talk about something that really good writers use in their writing. It's called internal thinking. Can you guys say internal thinking?
Internal thinking.
I want you to try and think back to when you're first choosing your small moment to write about. And sometimes it's hard to just choose like one little part of the story to write about. Do you guys agree? Sometimes it's really hard to choose that one part. I know when Hope was trying to choose her story, she knew she wanted to write about her mom getting engaged and her mom telling her about it. But she's like, well, how do I start at when I woke up that morning, what I did all day, and like what I did with my dad, everything we did, got back home, mom told me, went to my neighbor's house, told them, we celebrated. If she told you her whole day, what would kind of happen to Hope's story? Max?
It would be too long and it wouldn't be as good. Because it would be all these random details. You wouldn't know which part's the main part and which part's what.
Good, yeah. If we told everything that happened, it'd be a lot harder to figure out what like the main thing Hope's trying to tell us. Do you think she'd have as much detail? No. But so then when me and Hope started looking at, well, we probably just want to start with like getting to your mom's and your mom is starting to tell you. And we want to end when your mom finishes telling you. That's only like, what, 30 minutes, do you think? That's only 30 minutes. How in the world is Hope going to make a whole paper over a 30-minute span? We're like, that's going to be way too short, okay? But one way you could do that is adding details, which we've talked a lot about. But another way you can kind of lengthen your story without losing your story is adding internal thinking. So today we're going to talk about internal thinking, and we are going to also be looking at Owl Moon, which I know we've read before, but it's a great example of a personal narrative. So before we start, I want you to take a minute and turn and talk to your neighbor about what you think internal thinking is.
Like he's thinking inside, but not writing. He or she is thinking inside of him, not like writing it and thinking about it.
So let's start looking at Owl Moon. And I also put the text up on the board. And let's see if we can find some internal thinking. Okay? So let's start right here. It was late one winter night, long past my bedtime. Jonah? When you go owling, you have to be brave. Okay, so we're not going to go through the rest of Owl Moon because I feel like we've done quite a few examples. But are we all getting kind of an idea of what internal thinking could be? Okay, so does the author always say every time they were doing internal thinking, did the author say, and then I thought? No. So do you always have to say I thought? Can you say I thought? So let's kind of come up with some ways to start our internal thinking if we get stuck. Okay, so we could say I thought. Is there another way you could show something that's happening in your head, Allison? I remembered. We could remember something. Anything else? Jacob? I imagined. That's a great one. So in a minute, we're going to go back to our seats, and I want you to keep on working on your personal narrative. And I know all of you are in different spots. But here's what I want you to take a minute and do, even if you're waiting for me to edit. Can you try and find 2 spots? Everybody hold up 2 fingers. How many spots? 2. And try and add in 2 internal thinkings into your story. Okay? If you're on your rough draft, add them in. If you're on your plan, you could add them into your plan. And then I will start calling people over to edit. Okay? Yes? Final copy. You can wait and add it in on your next one. Okay? And if you're having a hard time, you might try adding the internal thinking on the most important part of the story. Okay, if you're having a hard time figuring out where you can add it. Okay, can we quietly go back to our seats and start getting to work? Hey, President No, will you go ahead and bring me yours to edit? That was amazing. What's the thing?
Animals.
Do we put the animals?
Yeah.
What I have to leave was the animals was amazing. What would I do? Were good. Were amazing. Also, can we go to a new paragraph now? Also, we had to go outside to see the penguins. After a while, my feet got tired. They were jelly. Love that metaphor. We still kept on going, though. I also saw animals. We went into the car and left. But, so what do you mean you gave a guy your tickets?
Like you had to give.
Oh, like a parking one?
Yeah.
Okay. So I was a little confused there. Do you think other readers might be? So how can we make that more specific? Left. But we gave a guy our parking ticket. Then actually left. Great.